is in crisis.
การแก้ไขปัญหาโควิดถือเป็นวาระแห่งชาติ
And people are looking for hope and answers. Thai PBS World is there with you with the best minds of the day. Join us on Thai PBS World tonight, every weekdays at 7 p.m. Thai PBS World, we bring Thailand to the world.
Good evening and welcome to Thai PBS World. I'm Thep Chayong.
And I'm Nad Bunag.
And for 32 consecutive days now that we don't have a single case of locally transmitted coronavirus infection.
That's definitely good news. But on the other side of it, there are 4 imported cases of COVID-19, which are from United Arab Emirates and Sudan.
Okay, and tonight we'll start with what is seen as the most important event of the region. The 10 ASEAN leaders today met for a summit to discuss how they can forge closer cooperation on how they can deal with the pandemic and its aftermath. And what is remarkable is that it's the first time that the most important meeting of the regional grouping was held virtually. Of course, all because of the COVID-19. Vietnam, who holds the ASEAN Chairmanship this year, is the host of the summit, which came 2 months after the ASEAN leaders met for a special summit, also through teleconference, to map out a concerted plan to combat the virus.
In his address to the summit, Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha said the pandemic has transformed Thailand and the global community into the new normal way of life. He called on ASEAN to cooperate to counter these trends by strengthening regionalism and the spirit of giving and sharing, as well as preserving ASEAN's centrality in the regional architecture to avoid being forced to take sides. General Prayut urged ASEAN members to urgently make ASEAN truly connected in all areas. He also called for a stronger ASEAN by building strength from within through advancing economic integration and expediting the signing of RCEP within this year so that ASEAN recovers economically. He then went to propose what he described as better immune ASEAN by preparing itself for volatilities and challenges that could arise in the future by creating long-term immunity.
So another historical chapter for ASEAN meeting online, good night.
Definitely.
And hopefully we'll see a more concerted effort by ASEAN to deal with the biggest threat to the region now. So back to Thailand on the latest situation on the coronavirus pandemic. And it's very likely that the government will extend the state of emergency by at least another month. The state of emergency was imposed in late March and will expire at the end of this month, and legally it needs to be extended. And of course, the decision will have to be made by the cabinet. Dr. Tivisin Visnuyotin, the spokesman of the Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration, said the decision to extend the state of emergency was made by the committee entrusted with proposing ways to ease the lockdown measures. Critics have been putting pressure on the government to end the state of emergency on the grounds that it has been abused to stifle freedom of expression and freedom of assembly. Authorities believe that the state of emergency is still needed to ensure continuity and effectiveness in their dealing with the coronavirus pandemic.
However, the decision still needs to be endorsed by the main anti-COVID-19 center chaired by Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha. The center will meet on Monday to approve a series of lockdown relaxations that will lead to the reopening of nighttime entertainment venues and Thailand's doors to limited arrivals from overseas. Thailand is moving into the next phase of lockdown easing as authorities today reported no new locally transmitted infections for 32 straight days. The 4 new cases reported today are Thai returnees in quarantine after returning from the United Arab Emirates and Sudan. So that is the latest on COVID-19 as well as the state of emergency.
All right. Travel bubble, travel bubble. We have been hearing this for quite some time, right, Kunat?
Yes, travel bubble, and it's still up in the air,
That's right. And today, Dr. Tavisin threw cold water on the so-called travel bubble plan proposed by the Ministry of Tourism and Sports. He said the idea is unlikely to materialize soon because of the continuing spread of the virus in many countries. The Ministry of Tourism earlier anticipated to enter into special travel arrangements with a number of countries which had effectively contained the pandemic. It even expected the first group of tourists from these countries to arrive in Thailand as early as the first week of July. However, a sudden resurgence of coronavirus cases in some of the countries, including China and Australia, has effectively compelled Thai authorities to put the travel bubble plan on hold. He said he wasn't even sure when Thailand can reopen its doors to tourists. It's unlikely to happen in July or even in August. That's what he said today.
However, he said the country will go ahead with its plan to allow arrivals from foreign countries starting next week under certain strict conditions. They will include businessmen with specific purposes, technicians, teachers, and people with Thai families. Foreigners seeking medical care not related to the current pandemic, as well as those with appointments for beautification, will also be permitted in. He said that all these specific arrivals will be subject to strict medical screening and monitoring. Despite the absence of new local transmissions for a month, Dr. Tawisin also cautioned the Thai public not to be complacent. He pointed to Beijing, which had not recorded a local infection for 50 days before it was hit by a second wave of COVID-19 cases last week. So basically, the second wave in China, including in Australia, has really changed people's minds on the travel bubble.
Definitely. On guard, don't be too complacent. We need to keep repeating these phrases.
So stay on alert,
That's
basically.
Right. All right, back to Thailand and on politics, right? A long-running court case that highlighted the political division in Thailand has come to a close today. The Supreme Court today sentenced 5 key leaders of an anti-military movement to 2 years and 8 months in jail each for their role in orchestrating an assault on the residence of the late Privy Council Chairman General Prem in 2007. And this is a scene from the night of July 22nd, 2007, one of the most politically tumultuous years for Thailand. Thousands of people led by the so-called United Front for Democracy Against Dictatorship, the precursor of the Red Shirt movement, stormed General Prem's residence in Sea South area after clashing with anti-riot police. They accused General Prem of being behind the coup that toppled Thaksin government a year earlier and demanded him to step down from the Privy Council. The violent demonstration led to injuries of about 200 policemen and 30 civilians.
And the Supreme Court today confirmed the appeal court's sentencing of 2 years and 8 months each for 5 leaders of the movement. Those 5 leaders include วิราการมุกสิกพงษ์ณัฐวุฒิสายเกลือวิภูแถลงพัฒนาภูมิไทยเหวงโตจิราการ and นพรุตวรชิตวุฒิกุล Nathawut Saigur was a deputy commerce and agriculture minister in the Yingluck Shinawatra government from 2012 to 2014. They were found guilty of breaching laws on public gathering for political purposes, inciting people to use force and weapons to cause chaos, colluding to oppose authorities, and defying officials' instructions to disperse. The Supreme Court rejected the defendant's petition for lighter punishment in exchange for a guilty plea. So this is big news for the political scene in Thailand.
Definitely. The 5 went straight to jails after the sentencing. It was the upholding of the Court of Appeals verdict. So the incident that happened in 2007 represents one of the most violent chapters of Thai politics in recent years. And now it has come to a close and the 5 defendants have accepted their fate. So Kun Nat, it has been almost a month now since a Thai political activist, Kun Wanchalerm Saksit, went missing after being abducted in broad daylight outside his apartment in Phnom Penh. And yesterday, probably no good news from Phnom Penh so far. Yesterday, the Cambodian police said they have no more new clues. They use the word no more new clues about the missing activists. This is according to Voice of America in Cambodia. VOA quoted the National Police spokesperson as saying that police have studied the CCTV footage of the alleged abduction, but did not know when or where it happened. But he insisted that the investigation into this matter had not been closed.
Journalists from VOA Khmer spoke to the eyewitnesses on 5th of June, who said that Wanchalerm was abducted by 3 armed men and put into a black Toyota Highlander SUV on 4th of June. This happened outside his residence, Mekong Gardens, in one district in Phnom Penh. But according to the police, the car that was used to abduct Wanchalerm was using fake registration plates. The owner of Mekong Gardens condominium also said that Wanchalerm did not live in the building. On top of this, the activist's visa was also expired back in 2017, and his whereabouts remain unknown since then. VOA Khmer also spoke to a Cambodian woman who befriended the activist and had visited Mekong Gardens condominium to meet him on many occasions. She also claimed that he has rented a small shop to sell raw papaya salads and meatballs, but did not run the business seriously. On the foreign ministry side of it, Cambodian foreign ministry, excuse me, the spokesperson of the Cambodian Foreign Ministry said the government has sent a note to the Thai embassy in Phnom Penh on the 11th of June, but that the Foreign Ministry has not heard back from their Thai counterparts. According to the Human Rights Watch group, Wanchalerm Saksit fled the Thai junta after the 2014 coup d'etat and is wanted for alleged online crimes.
Of course, this has become a hot political topic in Thailand. And as we know that the Cambodian authorities did not act on this issue until after they were alerted about it by the Thai embassy in Phnom Penh. It's quite interesting because the Cambodian authorities claim that they didn't know anything about the incident, despite the fact that his abduction was captured on video, right, and has been sort of shown around the world now. And even more interesting is the fact that the police claim that they have no new information about what happened, and that they did not even know where the alleged abduction took place, or where it took place, despite the fact that the VOA have talked to witnesses who said they saw the abduction with their own eyes. So all the police can do is to go down to the apartment block and talk to these witnesses.
And in fact, the journalist from VOA Khmer actually went to the right place, the condominium, and actually talking to the eyewitnesses of the incident. So, and it sounds a bit contradicting that the CCTV footage showing the alleged abduction, from that, how can you say it's hard to tell where it is or when it happened? So that is basically what is going on with the investigation over the Thai activist. But so far, it seems like there are no clues at the moment.
Okay, this certainly is going to continue to be a hot issue, a very controversial issue, because Wanchalerm is one of the many Thai activists who have fled the country in the aftermath of the military coup d'etat back in 2014. Many of them just disappeared, and some of them are known to have been abducted. And of course, the incident happened to Wanchalerm certainly reminds many people of similar incidents in the past.
And the case of Wanchalerm also sparked online conversation with, if we all remember, the hashtag called Save Wanchalerm was one of the trending hashtags at the time when we found out about the disappearance, the mystery disappearance of Wanchalerm Saksit as well.
All right, and the latest information we have from the Thai authority is that they're still waiting for information from Phnom Penh, and judging from what we hear today from Cambodian authorities through VOA, it doesn't look like we are going to get any new information as to what has happened to Wanchalerm and whether or not the Cambodian authorities will be able to finally establish as to what really happened.
But there have been many cases where activists disappear during exile. What does it really say about the situation, the past?
Of course, I mean, the government, the Thai government has been under a lot of pressure to come up with explanation as to what happened to these people. But of course, when Thai authorities said that this incident happened outside Thai territory, so they are not in a position to really make any commitment as to find out what happened.
Okay, that's on the politics. So let's go back to COVID-19. So many countries in Europe have reopened after they eased the restrictions, especially in Europe. One of them is France, who finally reopened. And when we think of France, we think of the Eiffel Tower. So
Definitely.
Let's see what the Eiffel Tower looks like after the pandemic.
Marking another milestone in France's recovery from coronavirus lockdown, the Eiffel Tower reopened to visitors Thursday after its longest ever closure in peacetime. After 104 days, the longest closure of the Eiffel Tower since World War II, the Paris landmark reopened on June 25, 2020. Tourists and locals visited the site on the first day of opening, welcomed by a mascot and some music. The 324-meter tall wrought iron tower won't immediately welcome visitors the way it did before the country went into lockdown in March. Only a limited numbers of people will be allowed in. Tourists who are trekking back to Paris were delighted to find the landmark open when some other attractions in the French capital remain closed.
Además teníamos mucho miedo de no poder visitar. Hemos tenido la mala suerte que el Louvre está cerrado, pero por lo menos la Torre Eiffel.
Javier Beza, the Spanish tourist, said he was very afraid of not being able to visit. He was unlucky because the Louvre was closed, but at least the Eiffel Tower, which he had been hoping for, he can now see it. The truth is that he is very happy, and he was pleasantly surprised by what is happening here today.
It's very special, very special.
Why is it special?
Because it's only the Paris people. We've seen a lot of Paris people enjoying their city and enjoying their parks without all the tourists. So that's very special.
Patrick Branco Ruivo, Eiffel Tower Director General, said this is a very big day for him.
We are going to work step by step and we lost 27 million euros when we closed with the lockdown in Paris, but we are very optimistic, and today for me it's a big day of pleasure for me and for all my team, for my team of 800 people working every day to serve our visitors.
Elevators to the top are out of service for now, and only the first and second floors will be accessible to the public by staircase. Everyone over 11 years old will be required to wear face masks with crowd control measures in place.
Unlike most other countries in the world right now, the Thai economy is in a very bad shape. Of course, it's because of the coronavirus pandemic. But how bad is it? And how do businesses are going to find a way out of this? Tonight we have a guest who will try to give us some answer to this very challenging question.
And right now we have Mr. Stanley Kang, Chairman of the Joint Foreign Chambers of Commerce in Thailand, or the JFCCT. สวัสดีค่ะ
So thank you for joining our program.
Yes.
First of all, congratulations for your re-election as the chairman of the Joint Foreign Chamber of Commerce Thailand.
Thank you very
It
much.
must be, I don't think it's going to be an easy job for you at this juncture.
I call it the COVID chairman.
COVID chairman.
It took the next 2 years very challenging.
Very
Yes,
challenging.
very
But first of all, I noticed that you have lost some weight, not some weight, a lot of weight.
I think in the past we are too busy traveling around all the time. So
Traveling and eating.
take this period because almost 5 months no traveling out from Thailand. So we'll stay home, work from home, or life getting more easier. So I try to do my weight management.
Okay.
So it's nice that I can reduce some weight, and most important, have good sleep. Because
Wow,
every
that-
day I have full 8 hours sleep, so that makes life much more healthy. Yes.
First time in your working life, right, that you have had this much sleep.
Oh sure, in the last 30 years, I never can be doing like this. Yes.
Quite interesting because most other people that we talk to gain weight, but sadly, on the contrary, have lost weight.
So that's definitely a very good inspiration for people who are watching right now that during the lockdown, we can still lose weight.
No, yeah, it's most important. You have to be healthy,
Yes.
right? Not just lose weight, but I'm just thinking that you have to use this period of time and what to do the right thing.
Yes,
If you're
right.
doing the right thing, and I always believe that after the challenging, there's a lot of opportunity. But are you ready for that?
That's right. You just call yourself a COVID-19 chairman, right?
Yes.
So what is your most important, most challenging job now?
I think in the last year, in 2019, when we do the budgeting for this year, even the government or the company, right, we never expect the COVID-19 will come. So this year, the most challenging things that we are facing something that is abnormal, and then something that we cannot see from our eyes, like this virus, right?
Yeah.
And we deeply believe that this will be with us for the next 2 years, and maybe even longer, if we cannot find out the right vaccine and make sure that everybody, at least 60 to 70% of population will have it, and otherwise it will be very challenging. So our challenging thing is that how to go through this period and how to find out the new normal of life, right? Because life will be different, because the way we live, the way we spending our time, the way we business model, and the way you contact people will all change. Right, so it's quite challenging.
So this is the same challenges that all the members of the Chamber of Commerce that you chair are facing, right?
Yes, for sure. Because you see, in Thailand,
How many members do you have?
we among individual member, our members is around 9,000.
9,000.
Yeah, 9,000. You see, we have so many Japanese investors. The foreign investment here, the big amount here, right? So the most important that we never faced this thing before. Everybody, right? Even you, in the past, maybe you can bring some experience from overseas. Right now, no. It's something new for everybody in the world, not just a certain country or certain area. And then by the health and then plus the economic, two things will all be very challenging, something new there. And then we are all studying, we are all learning to see that what will be the new way to deal with our daily life, with our business, and maybe our learning. Like my children right now go to school, they have to learn e-learning, right?
No, but as far as business is concerned, have the members of the Chamber of Commerce started talking about the way out of this dilemma?
Yes, not just among the foreign company. We work very closely with the Thai Chamber of Commerce Board of Trade, with the Thai private sector too. I think we are all work together to find out what will be the new norm of way. And then you can see that in the last 5 months, the lockdown, and especially in Thailand, the first sector that been impacted seriously will be our tourism business.
That's right.
And when we talk about tourism business, it's so big on that. Until today, we still haven't have the clear SOP or the way how we do the global traveling. So it's something challenging that we have to learn together.
So in your perspective, what would be the new normal for Thai businesses or even those in the chamber?
Okay, first we think that this year will be very challenging because not just in the tourism sector. So my personal data and then whatever we study and learn from all the private sector, the tourism business has been hit since the Q1, the quarter one. But Q2, Q3, all the manufacturing part will be very challenging. I mean, our average overall will be very, very challenging, right? So I'm really worried, even on the quarter 2 and quarter 3. So I think in Thailand, And during this period of time, even when we talk to the government, we look at 4S, 4 security, we have to see very carefully there. First will be the food security. I think Thailand is a good country.
Yeah,
we don't have food problem.
Right.
Even though we soft lockdown, I don't hear anyone
Okay.
will start with the food. So food security in Thailand, we're doing very well.
All right.
And second thing will be the health security. And I think the health issue in Thailand is also taking very well.
Yeah, we have proven ourselves.
At least we have something now. Well, we always have good enough facility, a good facility to take care of them.
So the first 2 A's have been taken care of.
You can see that around the world, either some more advancing country than Thailand or less developing country than Thailand, they didn't perform like whatever we are. So I think the 2S we are doing well. And third will be the energy security. I think energy security is fine because we stay home, we have enough power.
Okay.
You know, today without power we cannot do anything. So basically the 3 things that we are looking fine. But I think the 4th one will be the job security. That's things that we worry
right,
us.
yes.
I think you can see the economic thing from the government right now.
That's
really
true,
focusing on that. And that's we're hitting this COVID-19 really hard. At least currently, whoever lost the job from from the tourism, the tourist sector, and then followed by Q2, Q3 on the manufacturing part, and then we got to reskill and upskill people and create jobs. You know, it's a new challenge for Thailand. In the past, Thailand we facing very low unemployment rate, so we don't have that problem. We never experienced to deal with a high unemployment rate. But suddenly, when a lot of people don't have their job, now what should we do?
You just mentioned job security, but there has been predictions that during the second half of the year, more jobs will be lost as well as some business closures. Is there any way to prevent that, or is it really inevitable in your perspective?
I told the truth, there's no choice, right? You look at Thailand's GDP, we have to depend on a lot of tourism from last year's figure, right? And directly, indirectly, almost 20% of our GDP. And then, do you think this year we can take 50%? That means that at this sector,
very unlikely.
Yeah, this sector we have to lose at least 50%. And another one, we are basically Thailand. Another GDP effect will be exporting, right? Globally, starting from China and go to European, and even in the United States is still unstable. But from our data to show today, every country to fight with the first round of COVID-19, I say first round of COVID-19, at least 3 months. Could they use 3 months? So 3 months, you mean that? So the whole year, minimum 3 months, but before and after that, totally, I think the demand of the market will disappear around half a year, right? So means that this year's demand of the whole world will disappear, reduce about 50%. I mean average, but certain special business we don't talk about, like the medical mask. But overall will disappear for 50%.
So judging from what you are saying, it looks like many of the companies owned by members of your Chamber of Commerce are going to have to sort of lay off their workers to some extent, right?
Yes, at the first, I think first period of time, they will not lay off, but you know, they will be very challenging because they try to maintain their manpower, right? I think until Q2, I think all our foreign investments here, they are doing very well. They try to maintain their job opportunity. Like a lot of people, they ask their people, not working, but they still pay them 75%. But the challenge will come to the third quarter, right? Because right now people should believe that COVID pandemic will not just gone by Q3 or Q4. So I don't think any better order will come in the next 1 or 2 years. So people will rechecking about their manpower and whatever they need. So I believe those kind of job loss or not providing more job in the next half a year, that will be the big challenge in the country. And not just in Thailand, I believe the whole world will be the same.
But do you think the relief measures being worked out by the government will be of any help to, at least to companies that are members of your chamber?
I have to tell you that it's a fact that the global demand is going down, right? So we had to see the package there because it's like the cash flow. The whole market cash flow that disappear, right? And I just feel that it's a long holiday, right? And how are you going to deal with this long holiday? And then where will be our competitiveness, right? And then we got to work it out. And then honestly, this year, government got to do something. Private sector, we got to do something. We got to work together to ensure the stability of the economic in Thailand. But it's not just like, no, I've been here for 40 years. In the last 30 years, you know, it's like a freaking 1997, we have Dong Yang Gong. 2008, we have the Lehman Brothers issue.
The hamburger crisis.
Yeah, hamburger crisis. And 2019, can you see that?
But it's the worst. This is the most effective.
Every 11 years it comes. So the challenges are getting bigger. Right? But I have to tell you that we have all this experience. So after all this bigger challenging, every 10 years pass by, and we should be stronger. So I would like to see more talking about how we prepare ourselves now, right?
For the future crisis.
For the future, because the bad market low is low for sure already. How should we go through this period? And then I can tell you that even after 1 or 2 years, when the market picking up, we're not same as whatever in the 2019 or before. Things will be changed.
In your perspective, how long will it take for the Thai economy to recover from this unexpected recession here?
I can tell you that I don't say just focus in Thailand. I look at the whole world. At least will be in the low part for next 2 years. Will not be picked up right away. You see, in the rural area, there's no money. And when we lost a lot of jobs, we got to create jobs. And the problem right now is not the problem in Thailand. It's a problem everywhere.
It's
right?
true. Yeah.
So go back. You look at our exporting. If everybody is reducing it, what can you do, right? And then we have to see that. That's why I really have to share that we have to come back to our late kings thinking, right? With this challenging period for the next 2 years, can we be sufficient?
Self-sufficiency.
Self-sufficiency is very important. Right now, is the time. In fact, this year I talked to a lot of members. It's a cost management. Can you manage your cost well? And to survive, right? And then whoever can survive to the better time, and you can live. But unfortunately, I can tell you that at least 50% people will not survive.
I see. The Prime Minister, General Prayut, said he has been meeting a lot of prominent businessmen. Has he met you or people from your chamber yet?
So far, not yet, but I think maybe we should arrange it soon. Yes.
And of course, I mean, in his speech 2 weeks ago, he was very open to listening to opinion, suggestion from private sectors.
Yes.
So I'm sure sooner or later he will come knocking on your door. So what would you want to tell him?
But I think the stability is very important. Stability is very important. And somehow that a little bit worried that we think that even our political is a little bit messy right now. So I think with this kind of situation, we have to make quick decision and right decision, and the information is very important. And because if you don't have clear information to your people are thinking in different ways. Especially today, a lot of social media, and then people can send out the wrong information very easily. So at the very beginning of the COVID-19, a lot of people come to me and say, "How Thailand going to do?" I said, "Listen to the one voice to make sure that we know where to go. Otherwise, we'll go big and make unnecessary." Wrong communication.
That's right. Yeah, I'm sure that the government will certainly ask people in the business sector to come up with concrete suggestions as how to move out of this economic trouble. So how would your chamber, your organization, come up with that kind of idea, suggestion? We have a meeting and to draw in the suggestion from your members and then draft sort of a formal proposal.
Yes, you see that right now much more busier than before because in the 8-hour working time we have so many video conference, right? And then in the past you have to travel.
That's right.
And that you have
spend
to
half a day on the road.
Traffic. So today is hour by hour, different type of video conference and meeting to brainstorming to find out what will be the new way of life. So if you ask me what will be my recommendation to the Prime Minister. 5 years ago, we already said that we want to say e-government, right? And we believe after the COVID-19, data is the most valuable things.
Okay.
And I believe that our government has the most data. Can you use your data? Can you make your political or public sector really reform by the new technology? So increase your efficiency. Right? You see, right now today we go to apply a lot of document or a lot of things. We still do a lot of paperwork. And then we have to go to this ministry to take this and go to another ministry to prove that I have the right information from your database.
That's right.
So if Thailand can take this 2 years and really do the reform on the public sector to be more open, to know how to use the data, and to driven ourselves to be a better efficiency government.
Yeah.
And that's the future. Maybe that's the purpose of COVID-19.
That's right. I think the government should take this opportunity to sort of to restructure the bureaucratic system and to make things less bureaucratic and more easier for a businessman to conduct the business, right?
Yes, that's why I listen to the prime ministers. So I think the most things are good thinking, but how we implement, right? So we see that the time we're pushing it. Right? So I always say that take this opportunity, right, to make a change. And I think I call this period of time we call the changing. If you don't change, you will be out. And if you think that will be back like past, no, it won't. Because the period of time, people are changing. And then technology coming. So example like in the private sector, in the past we talk about automation, we talk about digitalization, we talk about AI, IoT. This all will come fast, right? But you still doing your business remaining like the old way, you will not be able to survive.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the government has always been putting so much emphasis of the 4.0 business as well as smart cities, smart automation, all these things. But in your perspective, has the government done enough to evolve themselves into this smart city as they think they wanted to do?
I think the principle, the concept is right there. So that's why with myself and my members, we are very support on the concept of Thailand 4.0. And then we even though they want to put a smart city, they want to have an EC, we always thinking it's a good idea, at least you start from somewhere. But like last time when I make I say that the thing that I'm only worried is on the implementation. You got to find the right people and during the right period of time and make sure that the implementation are there. Then we can reach there. And that's the challenge.
I see. So on a broader perspective, how are you worried by the escalating confrontation between the U.S. and China and Trump? I mean, of course, the trade war has been there for quite some time, but now it looks like, I mean, the closer the presidential election is, I mean, the more aggressive he is in dealing with China. Would that have a negative, even more negative effect on the global trade system?
Yeah, for sure. That's why, you see that, and U.S. and China, their trade war, we all know that it's a technology war, and that's because they know what's going to change. But who is going to make the lead, right? With the political things, with the technology things, and then trade war there. That's the new normal. It's there. They will be there. They will never stop because before two of them are partners. But right now they are competitors. And as Thailand, and in between U.S. and China, and how should we negotiate and how should we find out our position? So we should go fast. Right? We should change. We will not just stay whatever like we are in the past. Right? So the way they are fighting is the technology world.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
And can we be e-government fast? 5G is coming.
Yeah.
Are we still using our behavior like the old way? You think even just like I say that in the past, all our students had to fly to U.S. to make their study, to make a degree. Right now, you still pay the same money and you do the e-learning.
That's right.
So you still flying, right?
Mm.
And then this kind of things come. In the future, maybe we can stay at home,
Yeah.
and I still get the degree from Stanford
Anywhere in the world.
Yeah, anywhere from the world. Right? Not the new life.
Okay.
And do you think that we will back to the past? No,
you don't think so?
impossible.
Okay.
So it's definitely going to get us evolved into the new normal, despite all the challenges with COVID-19, the existing trade war between U.S. and China, or even South Korea and Japan with the technology war as well. So in your perspective, with all these challenges, Would this affect the confidence in foreign investors to Thailand?
Oh, no, because Thailand is a beautiful place to make an investment. But I think in the next 2 years, everybody's investment will be more conservative. The reason to be conservative because the global demand is not in a growing period of time. Now because I say the long holiday, so people no money after the long holiday, people will not have the money to spend right away. So, but as I talk to our members, for the global positioning, what should we do in Thailand? Especially, don't forget, in the ASEAN country, these 10 countries are still growing. Right? We are much better than other regions. So based on the regional competitiveness, productivity, that's why we have to focus on that. And especially COVID-19 is very fair. They don't hit in one place, they hit every place. So it's a time you have to really rechecking yourself, make a good planning. Let's see either the public sector, either private sector, how can we driven the Thailand to be whatever the Thailand we want in the next 2 years.
That's right.
Right? When COVID, everything gone, our productivity, our competitiveness, ranking the world, are we still behind or we are far away in a better position than whatever we are in 2019? That's why that's more things that I'm thinking. Because one thing, reality is that COVID-19 is there. This impact is already happened to everybody. So complain will make you better. But get together to find out the way for ourselves to make the view, to see the picture in the 2022, what we want to be. And work hard right now and make sure that we can reach there. And when that time, the real time to sit down and evaluate again the competitiveness of each country or what kind of business sector in Thailand we want to be. And this is a time you really have to work hard.
Are you still positive about the business environment in Thailand?
I think I have to say that at least you see the Prime Minister say that he's quite open-minded to listen to everybody. Yeah. So I think that signal saying out, Thailand still a democratic country. I'm happy to be in Thailand because, you know, as our Buddhist and religious, we are quite open-minded.
That's right.
And we never leave anyone behind. So here, I told people, my foreign friends, if today we stay in other country during the COVID-19, maybe we will not get that well medical service to ourselves.
That's true.
So Thailand, they don't see you are foreigner, so I don't give you medical service, right? They keep everything. So I think our country right now in Thailand, we should really work hard together and to build ourselves to be stronger in the next 2 years. In fact, in the late 2019, when we had a discussion with the World Bank, they still give a very good credit in Thailand, even though we're facing a lot of challenges, right? But principally, we are in the right way, but make it fast. Time will not waiting for us.
Right.
Time will continue to move.
So it looks like what is most crucial from this point on is the political leadership to provide the direction for the rest of the country to follow, right?
Yes.
So I hope you have a chance to meet the Prime Minister soon and repeat what you have been telling us tonight.
Thank you.
And hopefully he will listen.
I think Thailand is a beautiful country, right? Whoever the foreigner come here, we don't have any discriminate to any foreigner, right? And then I think it's a time that we work together. And then us, we all make an investment here. So we are part of the state economic shareholder. Right. So we want this country to get better. Okay. So deeply from our mind, we always give the real recommendation. Okay. Hope that
since you just mentioned ASEAN, today the ASEAN leaders are meeting online for the first time in history for ASEAN countries. Yes. So how do you want to tell the ASEAN leaders what they should do, in the aftermath of the coronavirus? Because the ASEAN cooperation is also very important for the success of the region, right?
You see, COVID-19 come, it's not just one country, right? ASEAN should talk about how we fight the COVID-19 together, how we find out the new SOP, traveling among the country, how we protect the COVID-19 together. You know, the one that was challenging in the past, why COVID-19 go everywhere, because we didn't do that well, right? So I think it's a time that as a regional trade, regional productivity, regional cooperation, ASEAN should get much tighter and to ensure that the next 2 years and what can we work on together to make sure that the people in the region have a better life.
All right, that's right. Thank you very much for your perspective. Very much appreciated. And please stay on because we still need to continue talking to you in our Thai version of the program.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll leave you tonight with, for those who are Liverpool fans, congratulations because they got their first victory in 30 years. So we'll be leaving you with these images and we'll see you at 8 p.m. with Thalokกับ Thai PBS World. So that's all for tonight. I'm Nabuna Kuntepchayong and Mr. Stanley Kyle standing off and we'll see you on Monday.
Okay. Thank you for watching.
When the world is in crisis
การแก้ไขปัญหาโควิดถือเป็นวาระแห่งชาติ
and people are looking for hope and answers, Thai PBS World is there with you with the best minds of the day. Join us on Thai PBS World tonight, every weekdays at 7 p.m. Thai PBS World, we bring Thailand to the world.
Thank you.